In the quiet corridors of the unseen, where thoughts sculpt circumstances and words carve pathways, there exists a law older than fear and stronger than doubt, the divine pattern of supply. When an individual aligns with this pattern, even the smallest whisper of intention begins to unfold into form. And so, if these words have reached you now, before Thursday, before the clock rearranges its promises, consider it no accident. You have stepped into the narrow doorway of the 1.1%, those who glimpse the message before its hour, those who stand at the threshold of manifestation just as the invisible becomes visible. Every desire for increased good, every yearning for financial ease arrives not from lack, but from the higher law seeking expression through you. Money is merely one of its obedient messengers. It responds not to worry, not to grasping, but to clarity, conviction, and spiritual authority. And when you declare your good, when you speak as one who knows the universe bends to the tone of your word, supply hastens to meet you. The outer world rearranges itself to match the inner decree. There is power in timing, for the divine does not work in delays. It works in unfoldments. To see this message now is to stand in the earliest rays of a dawning manifestation. It is a sign that the wheel has already begun to turn. Your good is not being prepared, it is prepared. It awaits only your recognition. And the moment you recognize it, the channels for its arrival open wide. Ideas come with sudden clarity. Opportunities rise unexpectedly, and resources find their way to you as if carried on invisible currents. Release every shadow of fear, for fear is but inverted faith, a belief in what you do not desire. Instead, speak your good as already established. Announce to your own spirit, all that is mine by divine right now flows to me in perfect order. This is not wishful thinking, it is alignment with the creative law that builds worlds from breath and thought. You need not strive or push, you need only accept. Acceptance is the open gate through which prosperity enters. Know this, money is not coming to you by chance, nor by luck, nor by the permission of any person. It comes because it is part of your divine inheritance, summoned by the vibration of your certainty. As surely as a seed bursts into bloom when placed in fertile soil, so does your financial good bloom when planted in the soil of unwavering expectation. You are among the few who have seen this message in its appointed moment, and that alone is a sign of unfolding supply. Hold your word as a light, and let that light call forth every dollar, every opportunity, every increase destined for you. Your money is already on its path, guided by a law that never errs and never delays. Divine timing opens the channel for your financial good, not as a poetic idea or an abstract spiritual phrase, but as a living principle that moves through every circumstance of your life. In the invisible realm where causes form before effects appear, timing is not random. It is intelligent, deliberate, exact, and always working toward your highest good, even when the surface of your life seems slow, unchanging, or uncertain. What many interpret as delay is often the precise orchestration required for your supply to enter through the right door, at the right moment, without resistance, without loss, and without complications. When the outer world appears idle, the inner world is arranging details with perfect accuracy. Divine timing acts like a master conductor guiding each element of your prosperity into place, preparing the channels through which your financial blessings will flow. There is a rhythm to manifestation, a sequence aligned with spiritual law rather than human impatience. When you try to rush, force, or demand prematurely, you disturb the rhythm and block opportunities that were already forming on your behalf. But when you trust the inner workings of divine timing, You step into partnership with a wisdom far greater than your own. This wisdom sees the full pattern, your past choices, your present thoughts, your future potential, and aligns them so that supply can reach you in a way that supports not only your needs but also your growth. Financial good arrives most powerfully when it is synchronized with your readiness, your clarity, and the unfolding of events around you. Divine timing does not operate according to the calendar or the clock. It responds to alignment, not dates, to vibration, not deadlines. When your inner state, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and expectations matches the state of the prosperity you seek, the channel opens. Before that alignment, the law is not withholding your good. It is preparing you to receive it without fear, doubt, or sabotage. Many people ask for money while simultaneously holding beliefs that contradict abundance. Divine timing waits for you to release resistance, because spiritual law cannot deliver into conflict. The very moment your inner world becomes a welcoming space for prosperity, the law responds instantly. This response may appear sudden, but its roots were forming long before you recognized them. Divine timing ensures that the form your supply takes is the right form. If money arrived before you had the wisdom to use it well, you might spend it carelessly or invest it in something that later harms your stability. If opportunity appeared before you developed confidence, you might hesitate and let it slip away. If resources came through the wrong channel, they might bind you to obligations or relationships not meant for your future. Divine timing protects you by withholding nothing, only by arranging everything. It brings your financial good in ways that uplift you rather than entangle you. Consider that each desire you have for money, expansion, or improvement is already known in the unseen realm. The moment you desire it, a corresponding supply begins its movement toward you. The path of this supply may involve people you have not yet met, conversations that have not yet taken place, or events that must unfold before your good can appear. Divine timing synchronizes all of these pieces, guiding them like puzzle parts that must interlock perfectly. You may not see this coordination happening, but you feel its presence when intuition nudges you, when chance encounters occur, or when unexpected opportunities emerge seemingly out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are the visible signs of divine timing doing its work. The impatience many people feel is rooted in the false belief that time is the enemy, that waiting signifies lack, or that the law is unaware of their needs. But time is not a barrier in spiritual matters. It is a servant to the unfolding of supply. Divine timing does not make you wait, it prepares the way. The moment preparation is complete, internally and externally, your financial good manifests, often swiftly, as though it had been waiting just behind a thin veil. The key is recognizing that divine timing is always active, always precise, and never late. Every financial breakthrough you receive, every increase, every unexpected check, every new opportunity is evidence of divine timing aligning with your consciousness. Nothing arrives too soon, and nothing arrives too late. Each manifestation reflects your spiritual readiness at that moment. When you align with the belief that your supply is already moving toward you, you remove the tension that blocks its path. You shift from hoping to knowing, from waiting to receiving. This shift is the very substance of alignment, and alignment is the doorway through which divine timing delivers your good. Divine timing also works through detours. What appears as a delay may be protection. What feels like rejection may be redirection. What seems like an obstacle may be clearing space for something greater. When one avenue closes unexpectedly, it is often because a better avenue is being prepared. If you insist on the closed path, you might struggle and experience disappointment, But if you trust the timing, you allow the law to guide your steps without friction. In matters of financial good, this guidance is invaluable, for it ensures that the increase you receive is not fleeting but firmly rooted. There is no scarcity in divine timing. Scarcity is a human thought pattern born of fear and separation. The universe does not operate on scarcity. It operates on infinite supply, infinite intelligence, infinite precision. Your financial good is never running out, never restricted, never in jeopardy. It is simply aligning with the exact moment where it can enter your life in the most beneficial way. When you honor this timing, you step into ease rather than strain, flow rather than force. To align with divine timing, cultivate calm expectancy. Expectancy opens the channel, worry closes it. Trusting the unseen is an act of spiritual strength, and this strength is recognized by the law. The more you trust, the more swiftly circumstances shift. The more you relax into certainty, the more clearly opportunities present themselves. Divine timing is not passive, it is a dynamic, living process that responds to the quality of your inner state. When you hold the inner vibration of abundance, the law matches it with outer manifestation, drawn to you by the magnetism of your belief. Thus, divine timing is not something outside you, it is something that operates through you. Your financial good is already on its way, shaped by the rhythm of your thoughts and guided by the intelligence that orchestrates all things with perfect order. Your word is the creative force that summons supply, a principle more powerful than any external action, more potent than mere effort, and more certain than wishful thinking. Every word you speak carries with it a vibration that moves into the unseen realm, shaping circumstances, attracting opportunities, and calling forth the energy necessary to manifest your desires. The spoken word is not a trivial sound, it is a decree, a command to the creative forces of the universe, and it acts as a bridge between your inner consciousness and the material world. When you understand this, you realize that money, prosperity, and all forms of abundance respond not to panic, struggle, or longing, but to the authority and clarity of your word. The universe, being intelligent and responsive, hears not just the literal meaning of your words, but the underlying belief and intent behind them. A word spoken in doubt, hesitation, or fear cannot carry the same creative power as a word spoken with unwavering certainty. Therefore, the discipline of your speech, your conscious choice to affirm what you desire rather than what you fear, is the first and most vital step in summoning your financial good. Each time you speak your good is already present, you plant seeds in the fertile soil of the unseen, seeds that will germinate, grow, and ultimately appear as form. Words are not merely reflections of thought, they are the instruments through which thought crystallizes into reality. Consider for a moment the contrast between two people. One who habitually complains about lack says, "I can't pay my bills, money is so scarce, I'll never get ahead," and another who consistently affirms, "Abundance flows to me in perfect ways, I am in the right place at the right time for my prosperity, every need is met with divine provision." The first is unconsciously programming limitation. The second is actively calling forth expansion. Words are like keys, and each word you utter either opens the door to greater supply or locks it tighter against you. The creative force within your word works through consistency and repetition. One spoken word may spark an initial movement, but repeated affirmations, reinforced by faith and expectation, build momentum, align circumstances, and establish pathways for supply that may not have existed before. These repetitions are not empty ritual, they are conscious declarations that impress upon the law of the universe the precise pattern of your desire. When spoken with conviction, Your words travel through invisible currents, influencing minds, events, and opportunities that may seem unrelated, yet are integral to the fulfillment of your good. It is also crucial to understand that your word is not limited to verbal expression. Inner dialogue, the words you think, the affirmations you hold in your consciousness, carry the same creative weight. Every thought silently voiced within you is a word directed at the unseen forces of creation. Negative inner speech, such as "I will never have enough," "this is impossible," or "I am not ready," acts as a counterforce, undermining the creative process before it has a chance to unfold. Conversely, inner speech aligned with certainty, gratitude, and expectation acts as a powerful magnet, drawing to you resources, people, and situations that correspond to your affirmations. The creative power of your word also works in harmony with visualization. When you speak your abundance as though it is present, and simultaneously imagine it as tangible and real, you are combining two of the most potent creative forces, speech and vision. The word sets the pattern, the vision gives it form. Together they impress upon the mind of the universe a blueprint that cannot be ignored. Your financial good begins to take shape, initially invisible, then subtly, and eventually overtly, through events, opportunities, and providential encounters. Faith amplifies the power of your word. A word spoken in faith carries an energetic signature that moves through the unseen and influences the visible. Without faith, words dissipate. With faith, they act like a magnet, drawing circumstances to conform to your declaration. Faith is not mere hope or blind belief. It is the conscious knowledge that the law is responsive and that your word has the inherent power to create. It is trust in the principle that the universe is intelligent, benevolent, and ready to supply your good in perfect timing. Your word also affects those around you. The vibrations emitted by speech influence not only the unseen, but also the people you encounter. When you declare your prosperity with authority and expectation, you inspire confidence in yourself and in others, creating conditions conducive to opportunity and cooperation. Conversely, words of doubt, fear, or lack can repel resources and close doors. Your word is both a personal tool and a universal signal, simultaneously shaping your internal state and external circumstances. Consistency and clarity of speech are essential to harnessing its creative power. Vague statements like, "I hope to have money," or "I wish I could succeed," scatter energy, producing partial or weak results. Precise declarations such as "money flows to me easily and in abundance," or "I am the right person in the right place to receive this provision," focus energy like a lens, directing it with accuracy toward manifestation. The universe, responsive to precision, aligns circumstances, opportunities, and means to fulfill your word. Your word must also be free of resistance. Words laced with anxiety, fear, or negativity create tension and friction in the creative flow. To summon financial good effectively, your speech must be calm, assured, and affirmative. You do not need to argue, negotiate, or explain why your prosperity should arrive. You only need to state it with conviction, as though it is inevitable. The law recognizes certainty and responds with movement, shaping unseen forces to bring your desire into reality. Understanding that your word is a creative force transforms the way you live and interact with the world. Every conversation, every statement, every affirmation becomes an opportunity to direct the flow of supply rather than a casual remark that might reinforce lack. Speaking your good as present aligns your consciousness with abundance, clears resistance, and activates channels of provision. This principle, once embraced, allows you to operate with a new level of awareness and authority, knowing that each word spoken in faith is a tangible action in the spiritual realm with direct effects in the material world. The creative force of your word works in concert with gratitude and expectation. Words of acknowledgement for what is already present. I am grateful for the flow of prosperity in my life. I see abundance surrounding me in every moment. Enhance the power of declaration. Gratitude amplifies vibration, increases receptivity, and signals to the universe that your good is both welcome and deserved. Expectation, maintained with consistency, removes doubt, ensuring that the word you speak is uninterrupted by uncertainty, fear, or questioning, and that it moves freely toward manifestation. When you understand and embrace the creative power of your word, you realize that supply is never delayed for lack of force or effort. It is delayed only when your words are inconsistent, unfocused, or contradictory. Clear, affirmative, confident speech opens the invisible channels, allowing money, opportunity, and resources to flow effortlessly into your life. Each statement of abundance is a seed planted, each affirmation a current set in motion, and each declaration a law in action. Your word, when spoken with faith, clarity, and consistency, is the most immediate and direct way to summon financial good, transform circumstances, and shape the reality you wish to live in. Fear blocks prosperity, certainty attracts it, a principle that governs not only the flow of money, but the entire realm of abundance in life. Fear is a vibration, a signal, a force that contracts the mind, closes channels, and repels the very good that is seeking to enter. It is not merely an emotion. It is a creative barrier, a misalignment with the natural law that governs supply. Every time you entertain worry, hesitation, or doubt, you are in effect issuing a command to the universe that your good is delayed, limited, or unattainable. Fear multiplies lack and diminishes the energy necessary for manifestation. It is the silent thief of opportunity and the invisible wall that stands between you and the financial prosperity that is your birthright. Certainty, on the other hand, acts as a magnet. It radiates confidence, stability, and expectation, creating a field in which prosperity can freely flow. Certainty is not arrogance or stubborn insistence. It is an unwavering knowledge that the law of abundance is impartial, intelligent, and responsive. It is the inner assurance that money, opportunities, and resources are already moving towards you, even if the outer circumstances appear contrary. When you cultivate certainty, you align yourself with the invisible forces that bring your desires into manifestation. You do not wait anxiously or struggle frantically. You stand with calm expectation, knowing that every need is anticipated and every desire is already answered. Fear often arises from a focus on lack rather than plenty. When attention is placed on what is missing, the mind dwells on scarcity, limitation, and potential loss. This focus creates a feedback loop. The more attention is given to what is absent, the stronger the vibration of fear becomes, and the more distant your good appears. Money, as an energetic force, responds to this vibration. It moves toward confidence, toward ease, toward the expectation of abundance. It does not respond to panic, worry, or the shadow of what if. Therefore, the cultivation of certainty is not a passive exercise. It is an active realignment of attention, thought, and feeling toward the presence of supply rather than the absence of it. Fear is amplified by doubt, and doubt is simply fear expressed as uncertainty. Doubt asks questions like, will it ever happen? Or am I capable? Or what if it is too late? Each of these thoughts weakens the inner authority necessary for manifestation. Certainty eliminates doubt entirely, replacing it with the firm conviction that the desired result is already in process and that all circumstances will align to bring it about. Certainty does not require proof in the external world. It exists independent of appearances. It recognizes that visible conditions are merely reflections of inner alignment, and that when the inner mind is sure, the outer world must conform. To cultivate certainty, one must practice conscious focus. Thoughts are seeds, and every thought planted in fear bears fruit of limitation, while every thought planted in faith, clarity, and expectation bears fruit of abundance. The mind, like fertile soil, responds to what is sown within it. Repeatedly affirming your good, visualizing its presence, and speaking as though it is already realized strengthens certainty and diminishes the influence of fear. Certainty becomes a habitual state, a vibration that permeates all actions, interactions, and decisions. As this certainty deepens, fear loses its grip and prosperity flows with ease. Fear often masquerades as practicality or caution. It whispers warnings, exaggerates risks, and urges delay. While prudence has its place, the fear born of lack is never constructive. It prevents decisive action, clouds judgment, and restricts the flow of resources. The difference lies in the source. Fear arising from inner insufficiency contracts, while wise consideration arising from inner abundance informs and empowers. Certainty, rooted in trust and knowledge of the universal law, allows one to act boldly, confidently, and in harmony with the unseen forces that arrange circumstances in your favor. Financial prosperity is particularly sensitive to the vibrations of fear and certainty. Money is not merely a physical object, it is energy, responsive to thought, feeling, and belief. When fear dominates, it creates a vibration of scarcity, and money, being an intelligent current, moves away from that vibration. When certainty dominates, it creates a vibration of abundance, and money is drawn to that frequency. The distinction is subtle but profound. It is not effort alone that attracts money. It is alignment. Certainty aligns. Fear misaligns. Certainty opens doors. Fear closes them. Certainty clears channels. Fear clogs them. Fear also thrives on imagination misused. People often imagine worst-case scenarios, what-ifs, and hypothetical failures, thereby feeding the very lack they hope to avoid. Certainty, however, channels imagination into constructive visualization. When you imagine the fulfillment of your desires with clarity, detail, and emotional conviction, you are training the mind to expect and recognize the pathways to abundance. This imaginative certainty becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, not through magic, but through the natural response of the universe to the vibration of confidence and expectation. Certainty is strengthened through remembrance of past successes. Every instance in which your needs were met, every situation in which a problem resolved unexpectedly, is evidence that the law of supply is faithful. By recalling these experiences consciously, you reinforce your inner certainty and weaken the habit of fear. The mind begins to recognize a pattern, that unseen forces are reliable, that circumstances unfold in alignment with your thoughts and words, and that prosperity is not only possible, but inevitable when you maintain clarity and trust. Fear often isolates, making you feel alone in the process of creation. Certainty, conversely, connects you with the universal current, reminding you that you are never separate from the abundance that surrounds you. When certainty governs your inner state, you are in partnership with intelligence, order, and the infinite energy that underlies all things. This partnership brings resources, ideas, and opportunities that you may not have been able to summon through effort alone. Fear blocks this partnership by insisting on reliance solely upon limited human means, whereas certainty opens you to the infinite provision of the universe. Every decision, Every spoken word, every action taken in the vibration of fear reinforces limitation. Every decision, every spoken word, every action taken in the vibration of certainty reinforces expansion. This is why the cultivation of certainty is not an optional practice, but an essential discipline. Prosperity is not a matter of chance, of luck, or of hard work alone. It is a matter of alignment. Fear is misalignment. Certainty is alignment. The outer world always mirrors the inner state. Certainty is maintained through vigilance over thought, careful selection of words, and steady cultivation of expectation. Doubt and fear may arise, as they are natural responses to the uncertainty of appearances, but certainty is a conscious choice to rise above the seeming chaos and maintain unwavering belief in the unseen process. The universe responds to this choice, arranging events, circumstances, and resources to reflect the inner conviction. Fear also blocks creativity, inspiration, and initiative. It paralyzes action and clouds judgment, leaving the individual trapped in cycles of limitation. Certainty, on the other hand, unlocks creativity and invites innovation. When you operate from certainty, ideas flow freely, solutions appear without struggle, and doors open naturally to meet your expressed desires. Prosperity is attracted to this state because it is unhindered, receptive, and aligned with the intelligent current of the universe. Certainty does not require proof from the external world. It rests on faith in the principle that prosperity is already moving toward you, that money, opportunity, and increase are in motion, and that the law of supply responds faithfully to your inner state. When you act, speak, and think from this certainty, fear loses all authority, and the channels for abundance remain open, unobstructed, and active. Every manifestation of prosperity, every unexpected increase, every opportunity that seems to appear by chance is a reflection of the inner certainty that attracts it. Fear, by contrast, produces stagnation, struggle, and delay. Understanding this distinction is crucial for those who desire not only financial good, but a life of ease, flow, and alignment. The cultivation of certainty is the cornerstone of attraction, the key to unlocking unseen provision, and the pathway through which prosperity enters naturally, harmoniously, and abundantly. Money arrives as part of your divine inheritance, not as something to be begged for, worked for endlessly, or fought over, but as an inevitable expression of the creative law that governs the universe. Just as the sun rises without question or delay, just as rivers flow to the sea in perfect order, so too does the abundance that is meant for you move toward you in its appointed time. Your financial good is not a matter of chance, nor the result of struggle alone. It is your right, an entitlement woven into the fabric of your being, a birthright that exists because you exist. To recognize money as a part of your divine inheritance is to align with a truth that liberates you from worry, scarcity, and the illusion that provision depends on external conditions. The universe operates with perfect justice and intelligence. Every individual is a center of creative energy, and every desire that springs from alignment with the higher laws acknowledged and set into motion. Money is not arbitrary, nor is it limited by human calculation. It is an intelligent current, responding to the vibration of your inner state. If your consciousness is open to receive, if your mind is in harmony with abundance rather than lack, then money flows naturally as an aspect of the unseen law. It arrives not through coercion or force, but as a natural extension of the intelligence that sustains all creation. Your divine inheritance of financial good is independent of your current circumstances. It does not matter how little or how much you have today, nor how often lack has appeared in your life. These outer conditions are reflections of inner alignment and previous patterns, not indicators of what is owed to you by the law of provision. To claim your inheritance, you must recognize it as yours now, in the present moment, rather than waiting for external proof. By acknowledging that money is already yours in principle, you open the channel for its actual arrival. This acknowledgement is not passive, it is a declaration, a conscious choice, a mental and spiritual positioning that calls the invisible forces into alignment. Fear, doubt, and worry obscure recognition of your divine inheritance. When you fear that there is not enough, or doubt that you deserve, or worry that your supply will be blocked, you interfere with the natural flow of provision. Money cannot flow to a consciousness that resists it or questions its right to receive it. By contrast, when you accept your inheritance with confidence and expectation, the channels for supply open automatically. The law of abundance responds to the state of your consciousness, and your inner acknowledgement signals that you are ready and worthy to receive. Your divine inheritance is not always delivered in the way you expect. Money may arrive through unexpected sources, sudden opportunities, or events that seem coincidental, but are in fact orchestrated by unseen intelligence. Recognizing this principle allows you to remain alert to the various channels through which supply may come. It may be a gift, a payment, a new contract, a creative idea that leads to income, or even an unexpected windfall. What matters is not the form it takes, but the certainty that it is already yours by divine right. Flexibility in perception allows you to see the manifestations of your inheritance rather than dismiss them as random occurrences. Every individual is entitled to their divine inheritance, yet very few claim it consciously. Many live as if provision is a distant hope, a reward to be earned through struggle or persistence. This belief diminishes the natural flow of supply because it places the power of manifestation outside the individual rather than within. To claim your inheritance is to step into your authority, to recognize that the creative law works through your consciousness and that your prosperity is not contingent on luck, external approval, or manipulation of circumstances. You are inherently connected to the supply of the universe, and money is simply one of the many forms it takes. Gratitude acts as an amplifier of your inheritance by acknowledging the abundance already present in your life. Whether in small or large measures, you reinforce the inner recognition that you are a rightful recipient of more. Gratitude signals to the law that your good is appreciated, welcomed, and will be expanded. When combined with affirmations and expectation, gratitude strengthens the channels through which money arrives. The practice of gratitude aligns your vibration with abundance, making it easier for your inheritance to manifest in tangible forms. Faith is another key aspect of claiming your divine inheritance. Faith is the inner knowing that the supply you seek is already in motion and that the universe operates with perfect order. Faith does not question the method, timing, or source of provision. It rests in the certainty that your good is being delivered in exact accordance with divine intelligence. Each act of faith, each moment in which you choose belief over fear, trust over doubt, strengthens your alignment and quickens the movement of supply toward you. Many people fail to recognize their inheritance because they focus solely on effort, labor, or human negotiation. Work is important, but it is not the source of your prosperity. It is the instrument through which your inner alignment expresses itself in the world. Your divine inheritance flows according to law, not human striving. When you act from alignment, your efforts are magnified, doors open, and unexpected opportunities arise. When you act from lack, fear, or desperation, You may struggle even as you labor, because the alignment necessary for effortless supply is missing. Patience is often required to receive your inheritance fully. Timing, preparation, and alignment all contribute to the perfect unfolding of your good. It may seem that money is delayed, but in reality, it is arranging itself according to the order of the universe. Your recognition of your right to receive and your maintenance of a positive expectant state allow the unseen currents to deliver your inheritance with precision and efficiency. Delays are not denials. They are orchestrations to ensure that the manifestation of your good is complete, harmonious, and sustainable. Visualization enhances your connection to your inheritance. By seeing yourself already in possession of your financial good, by imagining the flow, the ease, and the circumstances of its arrival, you impress upon the law a clear pattern of manifestation. Visualization acts as a blueprint, a map for the unseen forces to follow. Combined with affirmations, gratitude, and faith, it strengthens the certainty that your inheritance is not hypothetical but real and inevitable. Every act of recognition, affirmation, and expectation reinforces the flow of your divine inheritance. Your words, thoughts, and feelings are instruments through which the unseen law operates. By consciously claiming your financial good, you establish a relationship with abundance that is both natural and unshakable. Money, as an aspect of supply, responds to your inner authority, moving toward you in accordance with your belief and recognition of your right to receive. Understanding that money is part of your divine inheritance transforms your perception of life. It removes desperation, struggle, and fear from the process of receiving, replacing them with calm expectation, gratitude, and clarity. It allows you to act confidently, to recognize opportunities, and to respond to the world from a place of abundance rather than lack. This recognition is not theoretical, it is practical, affecting every decision, every opportunity, and every action taken in alignment with the law of supply. Your inheritance is not diminished by the wealth of others, nor is it restricted by apparent limitations in the world. Supply is infinite, intelligence is boundless, and the law of abundance ensures that every rightful recipient receives their portion. By understanding money as part of your divine inheritance, you step into a state of empowerment, alignment, and expectation that calls forth financial good naturally, effortlessly, and continuously. To claim your inheritance fully, maintain focus, cultivate certainty, speak your good, visualize your supply, act in alignment, and express gratitude for the abundance already present. Each of these practices reinforces your awareness that prosperity is not something to be earned, struggled for, or borrowed. It is an inseparable part of your being, flowing to you as naturally and inevitably as life itself. Recognition and acceptance activate manifestation, a principle that operates as the bridge between desire and fulfillment. The universe is abundant, intelligent, and responsive, but it requires acknowledgement of the good that is destined for you. Recognition is the conscious awareness that what you seek already exists in the unseen realm, and that it is moving toward you according to perfect law. Acceptance is the inner affirmation that you are worthy and ready to receive. Without these two elements, supply may be present, but it cannot flow fully into your life because the channels remain unacknowledged or blocked. To recognize and accept your good is to open the door for manifestation and to allow the universe to deliver in ways that are orderly, harmonious, and precise. Recognition begins with attention. What you focus on expands, and what you fail to notice remains dormant. By consciously recognizing the opportunities, resources, and increases that are already present or in motion, you align your mind with the reality of abundance. This is not wishful thinking or ignoring circumstances. It is the deliberate choice to see the underlying law in action, the invisible pattern of supply unfolding even when the outer world appears silent. Recognition trains your consciousness to perceive the evidence of your good, even in subtle forms, such as unexpected ideas, encounters, or minor increases, which signal the larger fulfillment that is coming. Acceptance is the internal reception of the good you recognize. It is the willingness to allow what is destined for you to enter your life without resistance. Resistance may appear as doubt, disbelief, or even fear disguised as humility. Acceptance, on the other hand, is a confident, open-hearted acknowledgement that your desires are aligned with the divine law and that you are entitled to receive them. When you accept your good, you are not only affirming your worthiness but also cooperating with the unseen forces that are ready to bring your desires into form. Recognition points to the presence of your good, and acceptance opens the channel for it to flow. Many people fail to manifest their desires fully because they either do not recognize the evidence of supply, or they refuse to accept it. They may see signs, hints, or opportunities, but their skepticism or inner resistance prevents them from acting in alignment with these gifts. By contrast, when recognition is combined with acceptance, every opportunity is acknowledged, every hint is embraced, and every provision is allowed to enter freely. This combination creates a powerful synergy, a flow in which the unseen intelligence of the universe is fully engaged in bringing your desires into material form. Recognition and acceptance also require clarity of thought and intention. To recognize your good, you must first know what you are seeking. Vague desires produce scattered energy, and scattered energy is ineffective in activating manifestation. Specific, clear acknowledgement of what you want, coupled with unwavering acceptance that it is yours, directs the creative forces with precision. Clarity eliminates doubt and confusion, allowing the law of supply to operate unhindered. When your intention is defined and your acceptance is complete, the universe responds with exactness, arranging circumstances, people, and events to bring the desired outcome into being. Faith strengthens recognition and acceptance. Faith is the inner knowing that what is recognized and accepted is already in motion, even if the outer world has not yet reflected it. It bridges the gap between current appearance and ultimate reality, maintaining alignment while the unseen law carries out its work. The absence of faith allows hesitation and fear to creep in, blocking manifestation. The presence of faith accelerates the process, creating an energetic environment in which your good can materialize swiftly and without resistance. Recognition and acceptance are therefore inseparable from faith. They operate together to activate the law of supply in your favor. Recognition is also a practice of consciousness. It involves the deliberate noticing of abundance, the careful observation of progress, and the awareness of opportunities that may have been overlooked. This heightened awareness does not arise passively. It is cultivated through attention, mindfulness, and an active desire to perceive the good that is moving toward you. By consistently practicing recognition, you train your mind to see the invisible patterns of provision, to identify avenues of increase, and to respond appropriately. Each act of recognition reinforces the flow of supply by acknowledging its presence and inviting it to move closer. Acceptance requires the release of limiting beliefs and inner resistance. Many individuals unconsciously block their good by thinking that they are undeserving, that the timing is wrong, or that obstacles are insurmountable. Acceptance dissolves these blocks by affirming your right to receive and your readiness to welcome the good. It is not passive resignation but active cooperation with the divine flow, a deliberate state of receptivity that allows abundance to manifest fully. The combination of recognition and acceptance ensures that your consciousness is fully aligned with the currents of prosperity, removing interference and opening the way for effortless manifestation. Manifestation is not merely a function of effort or work, it is the outcome of conscious alignment. Recognition activates awareness, acceptance opens the channel, and together they create a state in which the law of supply can operate without obstruction. Effort alone cannot substitute for this alignment, because external action cannot compensate for internal resistance. When recognition and acceptance are present, action becomes effective, purposeful, and synchronized with the unseen forces, producing results that may surpass even your expectations. The practice of gratitude enhances both recognition and acceptance. By expressing appreciation for what is already present, you reinforce the awareness of abundance and deepen your willingness to receive more. Gratitude signals to the universe that your good is valued, welcomed, and integrated into your life. It raises your vibration, strengthens your alignment, and makes the process of manifestation smoother and faster. When recognition, acceptance, and gratitude are combined, the channels for supply are fully activated, and manifestation becomes a natural, inevitable outcome. Recognition and acceptance also cultivate confidence in the law of supply. When you see evidence of your good and accept it without hesitation, you build trust in the invisible intelligence that orchestrates circumstances. This trust reduces anxiety, fear, and second-guessing, allowing you to operate from a place of ease rather than struggle. Confidence, in turn, reinforces the alignment of thought, word, and action, creating a feedback loop in which manifestation is continually accelerated. Every act of recognition, every moment of acceptance, and every expression of faith strengthens the magnetic power of your consciousness. It draws people, opportunities, and resources toward you, aligns circumstances in your favor, and ensures that the good you have acknowledged and accepted takes visible form. The invisible law responds not to wishful thinking or idle hope, but to deliberate, conscious acknowledgement and unreserved reception. Recognition signals the mind to perceive, acceptance clears resistance, and together they activate the channels through which manifestation flows. Recognition is not limited to physical signs of prosperity. It encompasses ideas, inspiration, intuition, and subtle guidance. By acknowledging these invisible indicators, you cooperate with the unseen intelligence, allowing it to direct your steps and open doors that might otherwise remain closed. Acceptance, paired with recognition, ensures that you are willing to move in harmony with these cues, embracing opportunities as they appear, and allowing provision to manifest in diverse and unexpected ways. The combination of recognition and acceptance transforms the entire process of receiving. It converts expectation into reality, thought into form, and desire into tangible result. When you consistently practice these principles, manifestation becomes a natural, effortless flow rather than a struggle against circumstances. Your consciousness becomes attuned to abundance, your actions are guided by clarity, and your life aligns with the intelligence of the universe that ensures your good arrives in perfect order. Through recognition and acceptance, you move beyond doubt, hesitation, and resistance. You step into a state of harmony with the divine law that governs all supply. Your awareness of your good is heightened, your willingness to receive is strengthened, and the unseen forces of creation are engaged fully in bringing your desires into form. This process allows for the effortless, abundant, and continuous manifestation of financial good, opportunity, and all forms of prosperity meant for you.